So you think you know the people in your life, right? Your friends, your colleagues, your family. But how sure are you, really? Today, we're going to dive into something fascinating. Three powerful, almost Machiavellian stress tests. These are designed to peek behind the social masks pretty much everyone wears and see what's truly underneath.
And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. We have this idea that the longer you know someone, the better you know them. But what if that's backward? What if time just gives them more practice at hiding who they really are?
So that's the big question, isn't it? If you can't rely on time, then how on earth do you see behind the mask before it's too late? How do you really figure out someone's intentions, their integrity, their true self? Well, that's exactly what we're about to break down.
Okay, so let's get into the problem of the mask. The truth is, we're all living in a world of carefully crafted personas. True character, it doesn't show up when things are easy and everyone's happy. No, it shows up in what our source material calls the fracture. These are those tiny, unguarded moments of pressure, when the mask slips even for just a split second.
And we're going to be looking at three of them. Three specific psychological tripwires. You can think of them like simple, real-world stress tests that are designed to force a person's genuine character right up to the surface. All right, let's jump right into our first test, the micro-denial. Now, this one is so brilliantly simple, but wow, is it telling. It's all about how someone handles just a tiny, tiny moment of rejection. So here's the scenario. It's all about how a person reacts when you say no to a small, totally trivial request. And I mean small. Like, hey, can you give me a ride? Sorry, I can't. Or, can I borrow that book? Actually, not right now. The request itself doesn't matter. The real magic isn't the request. It's their reaction when you say no. And what you'll see is a really clear split. A healthy response, they just accept the no. They're cool with it, respectful, it's no big deal. But if there's a hidden character issue, oh, you'll see it. They might get irritated or start pushing back or even try to guilt you. Suddenly, this tiny no becomes a whole thing. And here's the insight, the really crucial part. That reaction, it has nothing to do with the ride or the book. It's about their deep-seated need for control. An over-the-top reaction to a tiny no is a huge red flag. It's like you're giving a sneak peek into their core operating system, and it's telling you they need to be in charge. All right, on to test number 2. This one is called the silent funeral, and it's so clever because it completely flips the script. Instead of seeing how they react to something negative, this test uses your good news to reveal how they secretly feel. So here's how it works. You share some good news, something you're really proud of. Maybe you got that promotion or you finally hit a personal goal you've been working on for ages. You're excited. You share it with this person, and you just watch their immediate, unfiltered reaction. That's the test. And again, you'll see two very different paths. A true ally, they're genuinely excited for you. You can see it in their eyes. They're happy for your win. But a hidden saboteur, their reaction is, well, it's lukewarm. You might get faint praise like a quick, oh, that's nice, and then they immediately change the subject. Or even worse, they'll say something that subtly undermines your success. And the insight here is powerful. This test exposes whether they're a true ally or an enemy in disguise. Seriously, someone's inability to be genuinely happy for you is one of the clearest signs that they don't see you as a friend, they see you as competition. It cuts right through any friendly facade and lays bare any envy or rivalry they're hiding. Okay, let's get to our third and final test, the impunity factor. And honestly, this one might be the most powerful of all. It reveals who a person really is when they think nobody important is watching, and when they believe their actions have zero consequences. The scenario is simple. Just watch how a person treats people who have no power or influence over them. Servers, janitors, front desk staff, anyone. This is sometimes called the waiter test, but it applies to any situation where they think they don't have to be nice to impress someone. And just look at the difference. A person with true character, they treat everyone with kindness and basic respect. It doesn't matter who they are. But the hidden character? They're dismissive, rude, arrogant. Maybe they ignore the person completely. Why? Because in their mind, that person doesn't matter. So their behavior has no repercussions. And here's the insight, and it's a big one. This reveals who they would be if laws and social norms just didn't exist. When someone thinks they can act with impunity, with no consequences, they are showing you their most authentic self. It is a direct window into their soul, completely unconstrained by the need to look good. So there you have it, the micro-denial, the silent funeral, and the impunity factor. These are three incredibly powerful tools for seeing the truth. So, what do you do with this? What's the takeaway here? And let's be super clear about something. This is not about being manipulative. It is all about protection. It's about developing your own self-awareness, your own emotional intelligence, so you can make smarter choices about who you let into your inner circle. It's about seeing the truth for yourself so you can navigate the world more safely. Really, it boils down to a simple three-step process. First, just let one of these stress test situations happen. And the best part is, you don't even have to create them. They happen all the time. Second, observe that little micro-reaction, that split-second unguarded moment. And third, recognize what it's telling you about their true character. Trust what you see. Because in the end, that's the whole point. In a world full of masks, what is the most valuable power you can possibly possess? It's not about playing games or being sneaky. It's the ability to see the truth. That clarity, that's real power.